Hello my friends and welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, December 10th, 2019. This is Jennifer. Today I have a video for you in two parts. I have a part from the past and a part from the present, and it seems appropriate for December, so let's do that. Hello my friends, it is Friday and I have something very special to share. I told you last week that I was making a tree skirt for my daughter and I finished it. I'm going to give it to her tomorrow, which is why I'm recording this on Friday, and I thought I'd get festive for the occasion. Guys, this is one of my favorite things I've ever made. I'm so delighted by it. I made it almost entirely in a day. I made most of it yesterday on Thursday, and this morning I top stitched it and I could not be happier. I took the tree skirt that my mom made for me when I was 21, and that is this tree skirt. This, I believe, was from an Eleanor Burns book from the late 80s, early 90s. And so this is the tree skirt. This is mine. This is one my kids grew up with. I made a paper template out of folding this in a quarter. So I just did this, and then that was my template. Do you remember a while back I bought some woodland creatures? I picked up an animal panel. This is both sides, so it's the same on both. It's got these four little guys, and again, a bear. Those were about 8.5 inches, a little bit smaller in some cases, a little bit bigger in other cases. I fussy cut 4 of those. There were 8 on the panel. It was a half-yard panel. I fussy cut 4 of those, and then I took all of my Christmas fabric and anything that I had a bunch of fat quarters, and anything that was big enough, I cut 8.5 inch squares using my AccuQuilt. So I basically pieced a quilt top that was 6 across, 6 down. It was 8.5 inch squares, and then from that I actually quilted that with batting and no back. And then I cut the shape of the tree skirt out from that. I made little ties out of leftovers. So this is what I made. I'm so excited to show you guys. This is the tree skirt. You can see the woodland creatures. They each face out. So, you know, this will be on the floor, obviously. So this is a little easier. And you can see there's a fox, there's a bear, there's a raccoon, and there's a bunny. And then these were the miscellaneous Christmas fabrics I had, and you can see I did a meander all over. I wanted to keep it simple because, you know, the whole point of this is to put it under the tree and put presents on top of it. This was one of the fabrics that's just 2-inch strips that I made into ties, and this part is the most sentimental of the whole thing. Is I'm going to flip this over, and this, guys, the backing fabric, this was the faux canopy from my daughter's bedroom when she was growing up. She had the Harry Potter bedroom, and over her bed and over her window I made a faux canopy, and so I ended up with tons of this when she moved out, and that is what this fabric is from, and I put it on the back because I thought that that would make her really happy. So I'm giving this to her tomorrow. I cannot wait to share it with her. I'm so pleased with the way it came out. And you guys know me, my brain is already going, how can I turn this into a pattern? That could happen, it might not, I have no idea, but I'm delighted with it. I can't wait for her to see it. I can't wait to see what she thinks of it. And just in case I forgot to mention it, I did top stitch around to keep it from the back from rolling to the front. But anyway, I'm so excited by this, guys, and I'll let you know what she thinks. I did gift my daughter her tree skirt and she loved it, and I will share a photo of her tree here. You can probably see Marie down there underneath. She's actually packing to move next month, so there are boxes everywhere, but she's also decorated for Christmas because she's totally my daughter. After I finished her tree skirt, I also made a stocking for her boyfriend that's gonna hang at my house, and I used the corners that I cut off of her tree skirt in order to make the stocking. This is his stocking, and all of these pieces are the corner pieces that I cut off. I just sort of straighten them up and then piece them together until I have a big enough piece for my stocking template. And my stocking template is actually a template I made from the stockings that my mom made for us when my husband and I first got married. I actually made stockings for my daughter and her boyfriend last year, but they hang at her apartment, so I decided I wanted to have one for him here so that he can get stuff from Santa at my house. These pieces were all quilted because they came off of the top of the tree skirt. So when I pieced them together, they had a pretty chunky seam because of the batting being on the back. So I top stitched everywhere. Hold on, I have a kitty. You want to say hi? Okay, bye. That was Ramses. You get a bonus Christmas cat cameo today. Anyway, so I top stitched to kind of flatten those seams and it worked really, really nice. The reason I look like I'm leaning forward is I am behind my quilt frame, so there's a giant table in front of me in between me and my camera, so that's why I'm leaning forward. So I did that. These were actually just scraps that I pieced together from the leftovers, and I did put batting on the back too, but this side is not quilted because it was not leftovers. I didn't have enough to do the back as well. And then the inside is just a red Kona cotton that I had on hand that was big enough to make a lining. And then I just put a little loop of ribbon on so that I can hang it on my mantle. I did make the tree skirt pretty much all in one day. I think I mentioned that in my video from the past. And then this guy only took maybe half an hour to 45 minutes to put together. I've made lots of stockings over the years for lots of different people, and it is always my pleasure to get to do this because they are fast and easy and always come out super, super cute. So I did have a couple other things to share. I'm sure at least a couple of you are curious as to why I'm not costuming right now, because we usually go to a costume party for my husband's Christmas party. There is a costume party this year. We are not costuming. We may not even go to the party. It sounds like a lot of the people from my husband's team at work aren't going, and that's who he hangs out with. That's who the both of us hang out with when we go. But a lot of people are just not going this year. And there's a lot of other stuff going on, obviously, so costuming would have been pretty low priority anyway. We had sort of figured out a way to do it by borrowing some pieces from our kids, but in the end it was one thing too many. I also wanted to give you guys a very small Sarah update. She is having a 72-hour EEG next week, so a week from this Friday. She will they'll start that test, and it's a 3-day test where she will wear the sensors on her head for 3 whole days so they can figure out what's going on in her noggin. And her first EEG did have some irregular activity, which is why we're doing another longer EEG. I don't have any other information besides that. She is still here and we're still taking care of her, and she's, we're just hanging in there and taking it one day at a time. I do appreciate everyone reaching out and asking if she's okay and if there's anything you can do. As of now, it's just think good thoughts, and that's pretty much it. Last but very much not least, I totally forgot to mention it last week, but I'm having a sale in my Etsy shop. If you go to my Etsy shop, all of my patterns, they're all PDF downloads. You get them instantly, you buy them, you download them, and you can print them out at home, right, just like that. They're all 25% off through December 21st, I think. If that is wrong, I'll add a little blurb here. I have not designed anything new in a while. The last thing I did was Happy Hour, and Happy Hour 2 is finished, but I haven't had a chance to test it. And I just decided to add a little extra cash to the Christmas coffers, and to make things more fun for you guys, I would go ahead and put everything 25% off. So if you want anything, if there's anything you've wanted for a while, now's a great time to get it. That is going to be it for me. There aren't any events going on right now. You guys work on your winter crafts and whatever projects you need to finish up before 2020. I would love to see your videos. Some of our faces have gone away for a while, and I'm hoping that with all the holiday crafting, you might want to come back and do some show and tell. And I guess that's it. You guys have a wonderful week, and I will see you next week. Bye.